In this video, we are going to learn about what is OSI model, what are its layers, its functions, what protocol works on which layer, which devices works on each layer, each and everything we are going to learn in this particular one video. So if you want to learn the OSI model, if you want to get the complete knowledge on OSI model, then you should watch this video till the end. Hello friends, this is Abhishek here and welcome back to my channel Technical Tech. Let's the tech begin. OSI stands for Open System Interconnection Model. It is developed by ISO in the year of 1984. As we know that OSI model has 7 layers. Before understanding the 7 layers of OSI model, let's understand what exactly the OSI model is and how it helps the computer network. Let's take an example. In a network we have 2 computers which is connected to each other. Now here, if the PC number 1 try to send a data to the PC number 2, it has to travel via different layers. This different layer is well explained by OSI model. Now if somebody asks you, what is OSI model? You can give them very simple answer. That is, OSI stands for Open System Interconnection Model. It tells you how data travels in a network. This is a very simple answer. You can give it everywhere. OSI model has 7 layers. What are those layers? Let's find out. Physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer and the application layer. These are the 7 layers of OSI model. Now it is very important to remember all of these 7 layers in a serial order. Now if you are finding difficulties on remembering it on a serial order, I am going to share you a very simple formula. And the formula is, please do not throw sauce pizza away. If you remember this small sentence, it is very easy to remember the 7 layers of OSI model in a serial order. The sentence is, please do not throw sauce pizza away. See, in please, the first letter is P. P stands for physical layer. In do, the first letter is D. D stands for data link layer. Same like this, in not, the first letter is N. N stands for network layer. T stands for transport layer. S stands for session layer. P stands for presentation layer. Again A stands for application layer. So this is very easy to remember the 7 layer of OSI model. Got it? Now in this 7 layer, the upper 3 layers, that is application, presentation and session, are also called the top layers or upper layer of OSI model, and these layers deals with the application in your computer. And the bottom 3 layers you are able to see here, that is network, data link and physical. These 3 layers are also called the bottom layer of OSI model, and these layers deals with the hardware devices. In the same time, the transport layer you are able to see at the center. This layer is responsible for end-to-end data delivery. Now I am going to explain you the functions of each layer one by one in complete detail with example, so stay tuned to this video till the end of this video. Now let's understand how OSI model transfer data from one computer to another. See, in a network there must be one sender and receiver to send and receive the data. Am I right? So in both the sides we have the 7 layers of OSI model. From the sender side, the data will travel from application layer towards the physical layer. Now once the data reach to the physical layer, this physical layer is going to send the data to the physical layer on receiver side. Now this physical layer is going to forward the data to the upper layer of OSI model, that is the application layer. Once data reach to the application layer, the user is able to communicate with the data. Means the user can able to read the data. So this is how the entire process works. And here, the time the data travels from application layer to this physical layer, we call it as encapsulation. Okay, this process we call it as encapsulation. You can take a note. And the time data travels on the receiver side, that is from physical layer to the application layer, this process we call as decapsulation. Okay, this process we call as decapsulation. So this is a very important thing, please take a note. Now here is, if I ask you one simple question, which is the first layer of OSI model? If you look from the sender side, the application layer is first layer, right? But if you look from the receiver side, the physical layer is the first layer of OSI model. Now if somebody asks you what is the first layer of OSI model, what answer will you give? Will you give application, or you say the physical layer is the first layer? Let me clear, guys. This is the case most of the users find it difficult to understand. If anybody asks you what is the first layer of OSI model, you should say physical layer is the first layer of OSI model. Okay, this is the first layer of OSI model. Why physical layer is the first layer of OSI model? This is because all the physical connectivity takes place in this particular one layer. Got it? If there is no physical layer, means there is no network at all. We create a network in the physical layer itself. For this reason, this is the first layer of OSI model. Got it, guys? Now let's understand what are the functions of all of these 7 layers of OSI model one by one. Hence application layer is the top layer of OSI model. We are going to start from this particular one layer. Application layer is the only layer where user can directly interact with the data. This layer provides user interface and supports services such as mail access, file transfer, browsing internet, remote desktop connections, etc. The protocol that communicate with the applications are work under this particular one layer. For example, for sending an email, what protocol do we use? We use SMTP, that is Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. For browsing internet via web browser, what protocol do we use? We use HTTP protocol or HTTPS protocol. For accessing email, what protocol do we use? We use POP3 or IMAP. So these are the protocols that communicate with the applications. Okay, and all of these protocols works under application layer of OSI model. Again, DHCP, DNS, Telnet, FTP, all of these protocols are deals with the application, and for this reason all of these protocols are works under application layer of OSI model. So these things are very important to take a note what all protocol works under application layer of OSI model. Now let's go forward in the next layer of OSI model, that is the presentation layer. Presentation layer is the 6th layer of OSI model. This layer is responsible for translation, encryption and compression. Now what does this translation, encryption and compression means? Let's find out. For example, here I have one computer installed with Windows operating system. Here I have one more computer installed with Linux operating system. Hence both this computer have the different operating system. They may not understand the language of each other, right? So what presentation layer do is, presentation layer here act as a translator between them. So it translates the Windows language into the Linux language, and it also translates the Linux language into Windows language. Like this, both of these PC can communicate with each other. Got it, guys? So presentation layer work as a translator between two different computers. Now what does this encryption means? Let's find out. Encryption convert a plain text into cipher text. Plain text. For example, I am sending a message, my password is 123. This is a plain text, anybody can read, right? Just imagine if my message get hacked, so anybody can know my password. So what presentation layer do is, it is going to convert this plain text into cipher text. So instead of my, it is going to write @ means it is going to add these symbols so that no one can read it. Okay, so that no one can read the message. So like this it encrypt the data. With encryption, the presentation layer is also responsible for compression. What does this compression means? Compression means reducing the size of the data. For example, I am sending a 10 MB of file, okay? So what presentation layer do is, it is going to reduce the size of the file. For example, 6 MB, it is going to compress it, okay? It is going to compress the file so that data can travel in a network in a super fast speed. Done. So these are the three main functions of presentation layer, that is translation, encryption and compression. Take a note guys, these things are very important. The protocol that works under presentation layer of OSI model is SSL, that stands for Secure Socket Layer. Now let's move on to the next layer, that is session layer. See, the data travel from application layer to this presentation layer. Now once it is encrypt, translate and compress data, it is going to forward it to the session layer. Okay, so now let's understand what is the functions of session layer in OSI model. Session layer is the fifth layer of OSI model. It is responsible for dialog control, establishing the connection, manage the connection and terminate the connection. Now what does all of this function means? Let's find out. For example, here I have one computer and here I have another computer in a network. Okay, the time I try to connect to this computer, what it is going to ask? It is going to open a dialog box. Okay, it is going to open one dialog box and in the dialog box it is written, please enter the username and password. So whatever message here you are getting in the dialog box, we call it as dialog control, and all of these things are performed under session layer of OSI model. After dialog control, once you enter the correct username and password, what is going to happen? The connection is going to establish between you and the user. So what session layer is doing? It is responsible for dialog control. It is also establishing the connection. So as of now we have understand what is dialog control, what is establishing the connection. Same like this, just imagine if there is any problem in the network, if there is traffic in a network, okay, so there might be chances your session may get paused for few seconds or few minutes. So all of these things are managed by again session layer of OSI model. With that, if there is breakage in the network, okay, if there is some fault in the network is disconnected, means what session layer is going to do? It is going to terminate the connection. So hope this concept is clear. So session layer is responsible for dialog control, establishing the connection, managing the connection and terminating the connection. So these are the four main functions of session layer in OSI model. This layer is also controls whether to send the data in simplex, half duplex or full duplex. I believe you know what is half duplex, full duplex and simplex. If you have any doubt, then check the link in the description section below. I have already uploaded a video in this topic. Now let's move on to the next layer. See, once all of these tasks completed, the session layer is going to forward the data to the transport layer. Now let's understand what are the functions of transport layer in OSI model. Transport layer is the fourth layer of OSI model. It converts the data into segments and forward it to the network layer. This layer is responsible for segmentation, flow control, error control and sequencing. Now what does this segmentation, flow control, error control and sequencing means? Let's find out one by one. Segmentation, by the name you can understand, it divides the data into multiple segments. For example, here I have one server, okay, this is a server, and here I have movie, okay. In this server I have one movie of 2 GB size. Done. This is server and here is the user. Now if the user try to download the file from this server, okay, let's take as a normal scenario. So if the server send the 2 GB of file directly to the computer, what all problem do we face? Number one problem, lots of traffic will occur in the network. Second problem, if the network get disconnected, the entire file will be lost. Why? Because this is a single file. Okay, it should get downloaded in a single session. Okay, it should get downloaded in a single session because it is a 2 GB file. This is a single file, so it will take time to download. Am I right? So by the time if the network get disconnected, means entire file will be lost and there will not be a single bit of the file available on your computer. So if the user try to re-download the file, again the server is going to send 2 GB of file. Again it is a time consuming process. Am I right? So from overcoming this problem, transport layer is going to divide the files into multiple segments. For example, let's take another example. This is a server. I have a movie 2 GB. Okay, and here I have user. So what presentation layer do is, it is going to divide this data into multiple segments, means small parts. For example, it is going to divide the data into hundreds of files of 10 MB, 10 MB, 10 MB, 10 MB, like that. It is going to divide these files like this. Okay, it is going to divide all of the files into multiple segments and then it will send the data in a network. Like this, what will happen if the user is downloading the file, means it is going to download in a segments. So 1 segment, 2 segment, 3 segment, all of these files are going to download one by one to the client computer. For example, here I have around 10 segments. So here 6 segments are successfully downloaded, and in the same time if the network get disconnected, okay, if the network get disconnected, the 6 segments are already downloaded in the computer. Am I right? Now if the user try to resume the download, okay, then what will happen? The server is going to check what all files are already transferred, okay, and the files which are already transferred, it is not going to send those files again. It is only going to send the files those are remaining. Okay, again it is going to send only this number of files which are remaining, and like this user can easily download the data in a super fast speed, and this transport layer also allows the user to resume the download. Hope this segmentation concept is clear. Now let's understand what does the flow control means. So for flow control, let's draw one more diagram. Again here I have one server. Okay, this is a server, and here I have one PC, and this is the internet. Here I have movie of 2 GB, and this client is trying to download the movie. Now see, there might be chances the server internet speed is different and the client internet speed is different. For example, in the server side the internet speed is 100 Mbps. In the client side the internet speed is only 10 Mbps. Okay, now see, the server can send the data in 100 Mbps, but the user can only receive the data in 10 Mbps. Okay, now what will happen if the server keeps sending the data at 100 Mbps? Simply here network traffic will increase. Okay, and this network is completely jammed, and because of this there is lots of data, lots of packet may also get lost in this PC, and this user is not able to download all of the files successfully. Got it? So for this reason, what transport layer do is, it is going to do the flow control. What does flow control means? Let's find out. See, in flow control, before sending the file, what server is going to say? The server is going to say, I want to send a file to your computer, my internet speed is 100 Mbps. Kindly confirm your internet speed. At what speed should I send you the file? This client will send a message to the server, my internet speed is only 10 Mbps and I can only receive the file at that particular speed only. Then this server is understand what is the internet speed of the client. Now the server is again going to send the confirmation message. Okay, I have got your message. Now I am sending the files to your computer. Please ready to accept it. This process is also called three-way handshake process, and it is in transport layer we call it as the flow control. Done. Now let's understand what is error control means. Here error control means after sending the file, the server is also going to check whether all of the files are successfully reached to this PC or not. If the files are not received, if some of the packets are missing, the server is again going to send those of files. So this process we call as error control. Now we have the sequencing. The sequencing process occurs on the receiver side. As I have told you, transport layer divide the data in small segments. Okay. Now there might be chances while transferring the data, the second segment here reach first, the fifth segment here reach second, the 10th segment reach here third, like this. The data are here and there. So what transport layer do is, once all of the data reach to the user, it is going to arrange all of this data in a sequence order, means in a serial order 1, 2, 3, 4 like that, so that it can be easily readable by the user. Got it? So transport layer is responsible for segmentation, flow control, error control and the sequencing. I believe all of your doubt is clear till here. Anyhow, if you have any doubt, please let me know in the comment section below. I will try to explain you in more better ways. Okay, now let's go forward. Protocol that works under transport layer of OSI model are TCP and UDP. TCP stands for Transmission Control Protocol and UDP stands for User Datagram Protocol. TCP basically we use for transferring the files, okay, and TCP is also do the error checking and all. UDP we use for video conferencing, for playing online games, and UDP do not do any error checking. If you have any doubt, if you want to know more about the TCP and UDP protocol, I have already created a video on this particular one topic. Please check the link in the description section below for more information. Datagram at transport layer we called as segments. Okay, what we call data in transport layer, we call data in transport layer as segments. Even this is a very important question, please take a note. What we call data in transport layer, we call data in transport layer as segments. What are the protocol works under transport layer? TCP and UDP works under transport layer. These are the very important questions, take a note of it. Now once the data get converted into segments, this transport layer is going to forward it to the network layer of OSI model. Now let's understand what is the functions of network layer. Network layer is the third layer of OSI model. It decides the best route to send the data in a network. For example, here I have one PC, here I have another PC, okay, and these are the router. We are describing router in CCNA like this formula, okay. This is a diagram of router in CCNA. Now if this PC number 1 try to send the data to the PC number 2, there is two possible route. One is it is going to send the data to router number 1, this is going to send to the router number 2, this router is going to send the data to router number 3, and then it is going to reach to this PC number 2. There is one more route available. PC is going to send the data to router number 1, this router is going to send the data to router number 4, this router number 4 is going to send the data to router number 3, and then the data will reach to this PC number 2. Now out of these two routes, which route is best is decided by the network layer of OSI model. So network layer is responsible for deciding the best path to send the data in a network. Done guys? Network layer converts the segments into packets and forward it to the data link layer. We know that in transport layer we call the data as segments and it is going to send it to the network layer. In network layer these segments get converted into packets and then it is going to forward it to the data link layer. This layer is responsible for logical addressing and routing. Here logical addressing means IP addressing. Okay, network layer adds the source and the destination IP address to the packets and forward it to the data link layer. Here routing means deciding the best route to send the data in a network. Devices that work under network layer of OSI model are router, layer 3 switches etc. This is a very important question, guys. Please take a note. What are the devices that work under network layer of OSI model? The devices that work under network layer of OSI model are router, browser, and layer 3 switches. Protocol used under this layer are IP address, that is both IP version 4 and IP version 6, ICMP, ICMP version 6, IGMP, IPSCC, and the routing protocols such as REAP, IGRP, EIGRP, OSPF, etc. All of these protocols are worked under network layer of OSI model. Datagram at network layer we called as packet. So what we call data in network layer, we call data as a packets in network layer of OSI model. Now once the data get converted into packets, it is going to forward to the data link layer. Now let's understand what are the functions of data link layer in OSI model. Data link layer is the second layer of OSI model. It provides connections between hosts on the same network. It converts the packets into frames and forward it to the physical layer. See, in network layer, the data is get converted into packets. In data link layer, the packet get converted into frames. Now, once it get converted into frames, it is going to forward it to the physical layer. Done. This layer is responsible for framing and physical addressing. See, in network, it adds the source and the destination IP address. But in data link layer, it is going to add the source and the destination physical address, means source and destination MAC address. MAC address is the unique address of a device. Okay, so data link layer is going to add the source and the destination MAC address to the frame and forward it to the physical layer. Devices works under data link layer are switch, bridge, and NIC. So this is a very important question. What all devices that work under data link layer of OSI model? Take a note, guys. The devices that work under data link layer of OSI model are switch, bridge, and NIC card. Protocol used under this layer are PPP, that is point-to-point protocol, point-to-point tunneling protocol, address resolution protocol, and reverse address resolution protocols. These are the protocols that work under data link layer of OSI model. Datagram at data link layer we called as frames. What we call data in data link layer? We call data in data link layer as a frame. So these three are very important questions about data link layer. Take a note of it. Now let's move on to the next layer, that is physical layer of OSI model. Physical layer is the first layer of OSI model. In physical layer, all the physical connectivity of a network takes place, such as connectivity of a devices using wire. We do crimping. Even crimping occurs at physical layer of OSI model. It converts data into bits and forward it to the physical layer available on the receiver side. See, from data link, in data link layer, the data is in frame. Okay. But in physical layer, this layer is going to convert the frame into binary bits. Okay, and binary bits means 0 1 1 0. This is a language. Okay, it is going to convert the data into binary bits and forward it to the physical layer on the receiver side. I have told you both the sides, sender and receiver, we have OSI model, 7 layers of OSI model. So once data get converted into binary bits, it is going to forward it to the physical layer of the receiver side. Okay. Now let's see. Devices works under this layer are hub, repeater, cables, and etc. Datagram at physical layer we called as bits. Okay, what we call data in physical layer? We call data as a bits in physical layer. Guys, finally I have explained you all the functions of the 7 layer of OSI model. Now it's time for recall the session. As we know that in a network we have one sender and receiver. Okay, so sender can send the file, receiver can receive data, and both of the side we have the 7 layer of OSI model. In the upper layer, that is application, presentation, and session, we call data as data only. Okay, now once the data reaches the transport layer, it is going to convert the data into segments. Once this segment reaches to the network, that is network layer, this layer is going to convert the segments into packets. And this layer is also going to add the source and the destination IP address.
Done. Once it convert it into packets, network layer is going to forward it to the data link layer. This data link layer is going to add the MAC address of the source and destination and convert the packet into frame and forward it to the physical layer. This physical layer is going to convert the frame into binary bits, that is 0, 1, 1, 0, this language, and then forward it to the physical layer on the receiver side. Now this physical layer is going to forward the data to the upper layer. Okay, it will go to a data link layer, again it will go to network layer, again it will go to transport layer, and everything is going to happen in opposite way. Here data link layer is going to convert this binary bits into frame. In network layer, the frame is going to convert into packets. In transport layer, this packet is going to convert into segments like this. See, in the transport layer on the sender side, here what it did, it has encrypted the data. Okay, it has encrypted as well as it has compressed the data, right? But on the receiver side, it is going to decrypt the data. Okay, here it is going to decrypt the data. Here it has compressed, so here it is going to decompress the data. Everything is going to happen as the opposite way. Done. Now once it is decrypted and decompressed, it is going to forward to the upper layer of OSI model, and once the data reach to the application layer, the user is able to read the information. So this is how the entire concept of OSI model works. OSI model layers and its datagram. So if you want, I have already explained you can take a note of all of this information, like what we call data in physical layer we call as bits, in data link layer we call as frames, in network layer we call as packets, in transport layer we call it as segments. The upper three layer of OSI model we call this at upper layer, and here data is in data format only. Done. Now here is the very important table which is going to help you for the lifetime. Here is a list of all the 7 layers of OSI model, their protocols and the devices works under each layer. This is a very important table. Please take a note. This table is going to help you for the lifetime.
So guys, we have finally learned what is OSI model, what are its functions and features. Now it's time for the surprise test. From this video, I'm going to ask you few important questions and let's see who is able to pass this surprise test. Just you have to give the answer in the comment section below. Before that, I would like to request you, please pause this video for a few seconds and do whatever I am saying you right now. Please like this video, leave your feedback in the comment section below, and if you have not yet downloaded the Networking Plus Android application, download it right now. Link is in the description section below. Very important topics, very important videos are also available on my application, so please download it right now. Now let's continue to this tutorial and let's start the surprise test of this session.
Tell me, what is the first layer of OSI model? Write 3 devices that work under data link layer of OSI model. Write 3 devices that works under network layer of OSI model. Write 2 protocol that works under transport layer of OSI model. What we call data in the data link layer. These are the 5 questions. Let me know your answer in the comment section below and let's see who is able to pass this surprise test and who has watched my video till the end.
So guys, hope you have enjoyed watching this video. Then please like, share, leave your feedback in the comment section below. If you're watching this video for the first time on my channel, please guys do subscribe to this channel and also hit the bell icon. With that, do not forget to download our Networking Plus Android application. Thanks for watching.